At the edge of the Void Veil, Jack Carver's ship, the Wanderer, drifted. Without warning, 4 Imperial cruisers warped in, weapons blazing red as they surrounded him.
You have something I need, Carver. Your charts, every route through the Veil. Give them to me, and you might live.
Inside the cockpit, Jack's scarred hands hovered over the controls. The star map's blue light flickered across his face.
He thinks I'll just hand over years of risk, of blood.
Jack said nothing. His fingers found a recessed switch, a grav sling modulator built for emergencies. He flipped it, space folded behind the Wanderer. The cruiser's targeting locks shattered in the sudden distortion. Jack's ship shot into the Veil's churning clouds, the fleet's plasma fire searing empty void.
Safe, for now, but Thane won't stop. Not while I am the only one who knows the way.
The Wanderer drifted among the Veil's static ribbons. A warning icon pulsed on the damaged display. Port hull weakened, but intact. Jack opened a tight beam channel. He needed someone inside, someone who owed him on the Dominion. A young man named Kai Reeves screamed as a neural probe burrowed into his temples, ripping out routes.
He has another cartographer named Kai. They're using a neural probe to extract every route.
Another one, just like before. The experiment is still taking lives.
Thane captured my family, Jack. I have to obey, but I can't let him have you too.
The guilt hit him like a pressure drop. Reeves had died so he could map the Veil. Now someone else was paying.
He's using my map to hurt someone else. I can't just hide.
Just stay away, Jack. If Thane catches you, he'll put a probe in your skull too.
Jack stared at the star map, his only advantage. For the first time, its glow felt like a curse. Jack threaded the Wanderer through a curtain of charged dust and docked with a derelict supply outpost, hidden deep in the Veil.
Same dust, same silence. Every time I come here, the Veil feels more like a tomb.
A decade ago, he'd lain on a sterile table as surgeons fused a neural lattice into his cortex. It gave him the Veil. It killed his partner. Reeves had been the first to try the mapping interface. His neural pathways burned out in 30 seconds, leaving only a silent scream.
He died so I could carry this map. And now another man is screaming because of it.
A sudden bolt of white pain lanced through his skull. The implant was glitching again, its edges loosening from old tissue.
Not now. Not when I have to move.
The episode lasted only seconds, but it left his hands trembling. Each attack came faster now, a countdown he couldn't calibrate.
The map's burning out of my skull. How long before I end up like Reeves?
He stuffed the last of the rations into a bag and sealed the hatch. The pain receded, but the warning stayed. Time was rotting inside him. Jack found Tanner in a smoky corner of the cantina, his cybernetic red eye patch glowing through the haze.
You've got a hell of a price on your head, Carver. 10 million credits, dead or alive.
And you are telling me, because you want a cut.
I want to stay breathing. Thane's got the whole sector looking for you, and he's not just after charts anymore.
If not charts, then what?
There's an alien grid inside the Veil, a weapon from a dead civilization. Your map is the only key to activate it.
An alien weapon. He doesn't want to navigate it. He wants to own it.
You could sell it to him yourself. Maybe buy your freedom.
Number. That map is the only thing keeping me alive. He gets it. I am dead.
Jack left the cantina with a new chill. Thane wanted a weapon, and now every stranger was a potential traitor. The Wanderer cut deeper into the Veil, its hull groaning. Jack's implant spiked again, a hot needle behind his eye.
Every hour, the map dims. I am running out of time.
His console lit with a desperate priority burst. Elara's voice came through, trembling.
Jack, please. Kai's map is incomplete. He led a cruiser into a grav shear, 14 dead. Thane is going to burn him out. He won't survive another probe. You are the only one who can navigate the deep Veil. Please, I can't watch him die like Reeves.
If Kai's map fails completely, Thane will double his efforts to find me. I am cornered either way.
I I know you are scared, but if you don't help, Kai will be dead in days. He's just a kid, Jack.
Reeves died on that table because I couldn't stop it. Now another one. Can I really just let it happen again?
The star map shimmered, a lattice of deadly routes and alien machinery. He'd always seen it as a shield. Now, it was a magnet for blood.
I can't walk away from another death. But if I go in, I might not walk out.
Jack remembered an old Imperial relay station abandoned at the Vale's edge. If Thane had a new trick, the logs would be there. He docked the Wanderer and cracked the airlock with a mag decoder. The interior hummed with residual power. He accessed the core databanks. Among routine reports, a classified file, Project Echo, neural tracker deployment.
A tracker. Of course. Thane's not just hunting me with ships. He's following my implant signal.
The file detailed a resonance scanner that could detect the unique frequency of his neural lattice across a sector's radius.
That's how he's been staying on me. Every time I pulse the map, I light up like a beacon.
Only one place could shield him, the Vale's heart, where the interference was so violent it fried sensors.
I have to go deeper than I've ever gone, into the Vale's core. If I survive the trip, Thane can't follow.
He downloaded the file and wiped the terminal. Before leaving, a notation caught his eye. Target location triangulated near alien grid node.
The alien grid again. Tanner mentioned it. Whatever that thing is, it's where this is heading.
Jack pushed the Wanderer into a region no sane pilot would enter. Gravitational eddies ripped at the hull, and the star map flickered with hazard warnings.
The map's going haywire. Can barely hold the route, but it's the only way to shake the tracker.
Then the static veil parted. A colossal structure loomed ahead. Crystalline spires wrapped in purple lightning, silent and alien. He docked at a landing platform, the ship's hull groaning as pressure equalized. The air tasted of cold stone and dormant power. Inside the structure, walls hummed with dormant energy. As Jack walked, a holographic grid materialized, a network of weapon nodes and defense arcs.
This grid matches my neural map. Every pathway, every weapon. It's like they were designed for each other.
A projection flickered to life. Access key. Neural cartographic interface 001. His implant's exact designation.
The map isn't just a chart. It's the activation key. I am the ignition switch for an alien weapon.
Data scrolled. A defense grid designed to annihilate any fleet that entered the Vale without authorization. It had slept for eons, waiting.
Thane doesn't just want a weapon. He wants to control the only thing that can stop him. And I am the key.
As Jack turned to leave, a high-frequency whine pierced the chamber. Shadows detached from the crystalline walls.
Stealth drones. Thane's already here, somewhere behind them.
Red targeting beams sliced through the dust. He dove behind a pillar as plasma bolts seared the air, melting stone inches away. He returned fire, clipping a drone's stabilizer. It spun into a wall and erupted. 5 more swarmed in. A bolt grazed his shoulder, searing through his jacket. He gritted his teeth and made a break for the exit corridor.
He tracked me inside the Vale. He knows about the grid. This wasn't a chase. It was a shepherd.
He reached the docking bay just as the airlock cycled. He slammed the emergency close. Drones crumpled against the outer hull.
He's going to use the grid against anyone who defies him, and I led him right to it.
The Wanderer burst from the structure, engines screaming as he plunged deeper into the unknown Vale. No destination, only escape.
No time left to hide. I have to get to Kai before Thane connects the grid, or everyone dies.
The cockpit console flickered with a priority signal. Ellora's face appeared, strained and filtered through burst static.
Jack, I have a way to disable the neural tracker, but you have to come to the medical frigate. The scanner is there.
Walk onto a Dominion ship? She might be setting me up, or saving us both.
I know, it's a risk, but without it, Thane will lock onto your signal the moment you approach. Please, I can't lose anyone else.
She sounds wrecked, like Reeves did before the burn. But if I don't go, Kai dies and Thane wins.
He remembered her first warning, the fear in her voice when she told him about Kai. It had felt honest then.
All right, Elara. If this is a trap, you won't just lose me. You'll lose everything.
I know. My family is already on the line. Trust me, Jack. I swear I am not lying.
He killed the channel and stared at the star map. Then, with a resigned breath, he plotted a course for the Dominion's medical frigate.
Kai, hang on. I am coming, even if it costs me.
As the Wanderer approached the frigate, a tractor beam locked on. Airlocks clanged and armed soldiers flooded the deck.
Welcome, Carver. Elara's cooperation was heartwarming. Her family's safety does come with a price.
She sold me. All her promises, all her tears, just to play, to deliver me in chains.
They dragged him past her. She flinched, but didn't speak. Her guilt was real, but it didn't help.
I don't need your consent. The extractor will pull the map out, synapse by synapse.
I walked into the jaws. Now I am going to die with the map. And Thane gets the grid regardless.
They strapped him onto a cold table inside the extraction chamber. The neural rig descended, humming with lethal intent.
Reeves died screaming. Now, it's my turn. But at least the map dies with me.
Start the sequence. I'll have the key to the veil, even if it's carved out of his dying brain.
The machine engaged, and Jack's scream filled the chamber. But no one was listening. Through the agony, a cold voice cut the static. Thane raised a gloved hand, and the neural rig powered down.
You thought you were an accident, Carver. A lone survivor scrabbling for scraps. You were never alone. The neural program created 2 keys for the alien grid. You and Kai are the pair. Your maps were designed to be merged, and Kai, he's not just another cartographer. He's the twin brother of your dead partner, Reeves. The program was repeated on purpose.
Reeves had a twin. They experimented on both of them. I was just the backup plan, not a survivor.
I don't need your permission. But if you cooperate, I can link your maps without killing either of you. Refuse, and Kai suffers first.
If I link the maps, he'll just kill us both afterward. But if he starts on Kai, I'll have to watch another Reeves die.
Thane turned to the technician. Give him a few hours to think. Pain can be a persuasive companion.
He gave me time. That's a mistake. I'll find a way to send the whole grid into overload before I let him win.
The door hissed shut. Jack was alone again, strapped and bleeding, but now he had a name and a reason to fight. Cold hours passed in the holding cell. The neural ache throbbed with every heartbeat, but Jack's mind was clearer than it had been for years. The door slid open. Dr. Elara Voss stepped inside, her eyes swollen, 2 guards posted outside. She flinched at his glare.
You sold me to a madman, Elara. What do you want?
I know. My family's lives were at stake, but I can't let it end like this. Thane will kill you both after he gets the grid.
She's broken. Might be genuine, but if I trust her again and it's a trick, Kai and I are both dead.
There's a way. I can disable the tracker and jam interference long enough for you to reach Kai's cell. But you have to believe me, Jack.
If this is another lie, I'll make sure we all go down together. Understand?
I am not lying. I owe my family a future, but I owe you the truth. Kai's being moved to the grid relay at the medical bay. We have to go now.
This is our only chance. If I don't take it, Thane wins and Kai dies. I have to risk it.
He nodded once. Elara worked swiftly at the restraints, her hands steadier than they looked. Elara led Jack into the corridor, a hand-sized jammer glowing blue on her belt. The guards lay unconscious, neural cuffs sparking.
Still inside the beast. One wrong move and we're both dead, or worse, back under the probe.
She swiped a security panel at the medical bay. The heavy door hissed open, revealing Kai strapped to a gurney, weak and blinking.
Jack, you actually came. After everything. I thought I'd die alone here.
Not yet, Kai. We're getting out. Can you walk?
A klaxon split the air. Elara cursed. Thanes triggered the alert. They know we've breached the bay. They ran through smoke-filled corridors, Jack half carrying Kai. Blaster fire chewed up the walls behind them. They reached the hangar and piled into a medical shuttle. Elara punched the ignition, and the bay doors blew open.
You can't outrun me, Carver. I have the grid, and I will find you.
He has the grid, but I have the key. The real fight starts now.
The medical shuttle hurtled through the veil's outer tendrils. Elara kept her eyes on the nav while Jack scanned for threats.
Where do we go now? Thane will hunt us to the edge of the galaxy.
A priority alert shrieked on the console. Not from the Dominion, a wideband colonial distress signal, overlaid with Thane's encryption on the screen. The colony city of Delos burned, blasts carved through domes, and civilians scattered like embers.
It's bait. He's hitting Delos to draw us out. He knows we can't ignore a civilian slaughter.
Then we don't go, we run. We hide. That's what we're good at, right?
He's using the grid to murder thousands just to force my hand. If I don't stop him, who will? Set a course for Delos. We'll use the shuttle's medical transponder to get close. Then I'll confront him.
You'll get us all killed, Jack.
Maybe. But if I don't, thousands more will. The grid has to be stopped, or Thane will keep burning worlds.
The shuttle dropped out of the veil near Delos. Beneath them, domes cracked open, fires bleeding into vacuum.
You are right on time, Carver. Keep watching. The next volley hits the infirmary.
He's not just baiting me. He's enjoying it. Every death is a message.
We can stop him. If we link our neural ports, we can send a kill command through the grid, but it might fry our brains.
I am not asking you to risk your life, Kai, but I won't force you.
He killed my brother. He's killed thousands. If I burn out, at least I'll burn him with me.
I can rig a neural interface with the shuttle's med bay. But if you both push at once, the surge could cause permanent damage.
Jack and Kai faced each other, a single cable connecting their neural ports. As the link engaged, a white-hot fire roared through both skulls. Through the pain, Jack's mind touched the grid. He found the command pathways, and Kai amplified the destructive override, a silent scream sent into the veil.
The grid's turning on itself. Thane's weapons are locking down, but every second, I feel my neurons frying.
Across Delos, the orbital grid flickered and died. Explosions ceased. The colony's domes, though shattered, fell silent. The neural cable snapped free as both men collapsed. Jack's scar bled. Kai's eyes rolled back, and a thin trail of smoke rose from his port.
Easy. The surge nearly shut down your brains. Your neural maps are frayed. If you push again, you will die.
The grid is mine, Carver. You've bought them hours, but I'll rebuild. And when I do, Delos will burn slowly.
Then we don't give him time. We go to the artifact. We shut it down for good.
I am with you. But we both know the artifact's core will kill us if we try to destroy it.
Then we die. But millions live. That's the trade.
I am not letting you sacrifice yourselves. I'll find another way.
The shuttle banked and plunged toward the Veil's heart. Ahead, the alien structure crackled with uncontrolled energy, the artifact waking.
This is it. No more running. No more hiding. Either we end the grid, or Thane ends everything.
The shuttle landed inside the structure's docking bay. Energy arced across the walls and the floor trembled.
The artifact's core is a few levels down. I can guide us, but once we enter, there's no escape.
A deep thrum shook the deck. Thane's voice boomed through the structure's comms.
You've cost me a fleet, Carver. Now, I'll take the grid with your own hands or pry it from your corpse.
Soldiers dropped from grav lifts behind them. Jack shoved Kai and Elara toward the core passage and turned to face the assault.
Go. I'll hold them. Get to the core.
Don't you dare die here. We'll meet you inside.
Jack fired until his charge ran dry, then sprinted after them. The artifact's chamber opened before him, a a blinding nexus of crystal and light.
We need both keys, but at full power, the feedback will destroy our implants permanently.
We came here knowing it might end us. Now we finish it.
Jack and Kai pressed their hands to the crystal. The neural scars blazed white as both maps merged, feeding the artifact a single, united command.
Now, Kai, overload the core. End it all.
The main doors blew inward. Admiral Thane strode through the smoke, pistol raised, his face twisted with rage.
Release the artifact, or I'll burn you both where you stand.
Then burn with us. You wanted the grid. Here it is.
The artifact erupted. A wave of white fire swallowed the chamber. Thane screamed as his body unwove into light, then nothing. Jack and Kai were hurled back, their neural ports dark and smoking. The map was gone, torn from their minds in the blast. Elara appeared through the smoke, hauling them toward the shuttle. Behind them, the structure groaned and began to cave. The shuttle blasted out of the collapsing spire as the entire nexus imploded, taking the Veil's weapon grid with it.
The map is gone. I am just a man now, but that's all I needed to be.
The shuttle drifted from the wreckage. Behind it, the Veil's heart collapsed into a smooth, impassable ring of violet. No storms, no routes, only a silent tomb.
The Veil is silent. No energy arcs, no mass shadows. It's just dead space now.
No map, no key. No one can ever use the grid again. Thane's empire ends here.
A tight beam transmission reached them from Delos. The colony was bleeding but alive. The survivors had already started clearing rubble.
They're calling for the cartographer who stopped the bombing. They don't know the map is gone.
They don't need the map anymore. They need someone to tell them they're free.
They landed at Delos a day later. Kai was carried to a medical tent. Elara followed, already arguing with the doctors. A crowd gathered, not for a bounty, but for gratitude. A young girl stepped forward and let the feeling finish naturally.
I am not the cartographer anymore. Maybe I am something else now.
The lone cartographer who held the keys to forbidden space had destroyed his own map to save a world, and in doing so, opened a new one. Weeks later, Jack stood on a repaired balcony, the Veil a gentle purple band across the stars.
The Veil is silent. No one will ever chart it again. And maybe that's for the best.
In the colony's new training hall, the first class of navigators sat before neural simulators. No implants, just skill.
We don't need cartographers anymore. We need pilots who understand why we don't use the Veil.
Kai, now a lead instructor, stood before the cadets. His twin scars were a living lesson of what the maps cost.
Never again will anyone hold a monopoly on the stars. We fly together, or not at all.
Outside, the Wanderer was being restored, not as a warship, but as a museum piece. A reminder. Jack watched the work from a distance, the metal still in his pocket. He wasn't the lone cartographer anymore. He was someone who had ended one. The Veil remained a silent monument to the violence it once housed, now patrolled by warning beacons, not weapons.
I destroyed the map, but I found something worth more than any route.
On the same balcony as the colony lights flickered on, Kai and Elara joined Jack. For a long moment, none of them spoke.
You know, for a man who spent his life alone, you've made quite a family.
The map was a chain. Jack, you broke it for all of us.
It wasn't just me. We broke it together. That's what matters now.
The Veil's purple glow washed over them. No longer a threat, just a scar across the sky.
I used to think the map was my only value, but it was the people I met along the way that gave me purpose.
Below, the training academy's lights blazed, the next generation learning to navigate by trust, not by monopoly. And in the hangar, the Wanderer's restoration was complete, a silent museum to a time of solitary danger.
The Veil is closed. The map is gone. And for the first time, I am not alone.
A lone cartographer had once mapped the forbidden. Now he had opened a galaxy where no one would have to chart the darkness alone. Morning light spilled over the colony. In the square below, the first class of navigators was already running drills.
They're the new cartographers. Not of routes, but of a better way. No implants, no keys, just each other.
Kai told me he's naming the first class after Reeves, the one who started it all.
He deserves to be remembered. We honor the dead by learning, not by repeating their pain.
Reeves would have liked that. He always believed in second chances.
The Wanderer now stood in the center of the colony square, a monument of scuffed hull and silent engines, a reminder of a dangerous past.
She carried me through everything. Now she carries a story instead. That's enough.
He pulled the old medal from his pocket, the one the girl had given him, and held it up to the sky, where the veil lay still and unbroken. The void veil had once been a forge for monsters. Now it was simply a scar, and like all scars, it told a story of survival.
And in the end, the map wasn't what mattered. It was the ones I shared the journey with.